Is technology at your work distracting you from actual work? Do you spend too much time troubleshooting PC or internet issues? IT Enabled can help. Our team of IT specialists can help you tackle your technology troubles and get you focused on growing your business in no time. Call to schedule your technology consultation. 936-225-3329. IT Enabled. We're here to help.
Hi, I'm Tara Watson-Watkins, President and CEO of the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Connect podcast, connecting business to the community. I'm here today with my co-host, Blake Polina with BP Media Group.
This week, we sit down with Robert Williams, the owner of Express Employment, to talk about the employment market. It's been crazy. Everywhere you go, it feels like everywhere is hiring right now and trying to find employees. We talk about their business and how they pair businesses and prospective employees together. So let's jump into that episode now.
Welcome to the Connect podcast. We're excited today to have Robert Williams with Express Employment. Thanks, Robert, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you give your background, how you got to Express, and then we'll talk about what Express is, and then we'll get into some questions.
Sure. Well, I'm part of the ownership team at Express. We've been here as of Monday for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
My mom was kind of the founder, Rhonda Williams,
Okay.
now Rhonda Simmons.
Oh, I didn't know that was your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So you could say I've been being prepped my entire
a long
life
time.
for this. Yeah. So, no, we've been around for 30 years, and I've been trying to get in with the team for a very long time. Finally, I guess impressed somebody somewhere, and so now we're here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So you grew up always watching Express, and you've seen how it's evolved over the years.
Mm-hmm. I was always a part of it. I've tried to have summer jobs there if they needed filing.
Nice.
If they needed somebody to step in on a desk, I'd learn the basics and do that. It's been
So for those that are not familiar with Express,
Mm-hmm.
let's tell them what you do.
Sure. It's a staffing firm that, just as simply as it can be said, is that we find great people, great jobs, and great jobs for great people.
That's awesome.
That's great. It's a really good summary.
It is, yeah. Right?
I love that. So tell us a little bit about, so obviously this is a crazy time in employment history that we've probably never seen before, but tell us kind of a little bit about the state of kind of the employment market right now.
Sure. I can't speak for everybody, but I
Right.
do know that in Texas it's 5.6% unemployment, and we do see a lot more requests. We have a thing called open job order lists, and that list has continuously gotten bigger. Recently, we've been working on it for a while now, so that list is getting a little bit shorter and shorter, but you definitely feel it in the air. You know, we now say, hey, we check in with people. We say, we just want to take your temperature, because you do feel a difference the last year and a half towards employment, what people look for in a job, what employers are looking for in an employee. It has been a challenge, but it's been kind of fun in the sense that you really get to see Angelina and Nacogdoches counties and how well we really came together and worked together. It's been really surprising, honestly.
So it feels in the air like there's a really high surplus of available jobs. Is that what you're seeing?
It seems that way.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
what you're seeing on your side?
Yeah, I've joked around a couple of times where we say, oh man, all these requests for jobs, and then we've got all these people coming in that are being recruited or hearing about us online and coming into the office, calling in, and it's kind of like, did these people just disappear? Is this like the Marvel movies where the big snap came? I mean, where did they go?
Right.
But I think the important thing is that when employers have started to see how important having folks to work in your business, how important that is, how important it is to have a good team, then they treat people a little bit differently. And therefore those people now want to come back to work because it's starting to flow. People are starting to understand what it is to be business partners, somebody working with a team of people. It's been fun to see.
Yeah.
You can't go really anywhere, whether it's Lufkin or I happened to be in Dallas the other day, and I mean, everywhere we're hiring. What are you seeing in the difference of people hiring today versus pre-COVID? Are you seeing difference in pay increases? I mean, what's happening there?
Okay. Yeah, we can break that down in a couple of things. I think one of the main things is pay increase.
Okay.
I don't think that it's a blanket statement to say every business needs to pay a ton more. We have to pay $25 an hour to have somebody deliver parts. No, I'm not saying that. What I do think, and what I think is very important for everybody, is that there's a mutual respect. Raising the amount people are getting paid by a few dollars just says, we appreciate you. We know that you're a hard worker. If you work hard for us, then we're going to treat you right. And I think that people that are wanting to go back to work are looking at that and going, I can do that job for $15 an hour. Wasn't excited about it at 13, but $15 an hour sounds good.
Right.
And it's surprising how much just a dollar or two makes a difference. It just shows that employers care. Businesses are aware of what's happening, and they need people to come back to work.
So I have so many, people that are chamber investors that say we're hiring, they'll have, 15 people show up for an interview, or they'll have 15 people sign up and 2 show up for the interview, and then they'll hire, and then the person never comes back. I mean, how do we fix this?
The salesman in me says, will you come to Express?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we do, time management. Time is money. I've heard it a million times. If that's happening, and that tends to be your trend, well, partnering up with somebody like Express, who is locally owned, who is we've got our hands in the soils of our community, right? So we're going to be able to find out a little bit about maybe why that's happening to you. And if we can't fix it, what we do is we've got more people that we're recruiting, that we're matching the skill sets, the qualifications, whatever that company needs. And we've constantly got these people coming in. So, all right, you wanted 7 people and 6 show up. Let me get you 5 more. And that's what we do all day in, day out.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have worked with y'all for years on different projects. I've worked with y'all before I even came to the chamber with, needing just part-time help for events and things like that. And y'all have always done such an excellent job.
Thank you.
Helping fill positions, or, and the thing that I always appreciate is that you call to make sure that your people have showed up.
Always.
You had this many
Makes a big
people, how
difference.
many have shown up?
Yeah.
And just like you said, okay, well, I asked for 7, I've got 3, and then all of a sudden, before I know it, I have 5 more. And y'all are helping me so much because you want to make sure that everything is done and taken care of. And
We love that.
there's been several guys over the years that I've said, okay, is so and so still on your list? Because if he is, I want him back.
Right.
And
Awesome.
I keep a list of the guys that I love
Good.
that have
Yeah.
been great for me over the years.
Our goal, honestly, okay, I don't want to say it's our absolute goal, but one of my personal favorites, and I know that it's the team's favorite as well, is when if I stop in to check in on a business and just see how things are going, talk to the owners or the managers, and I see somebody, Mr. Jones over there that's got hired on through Express 9 years ago. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Of course, we still work with temporary assignments. That's a thing. It's always going to be a thing. That's not our bread and butter. That's not what we want to do. We want to see somebody who's been at the same job for 7 years that goes, oh my gosh, you're with Express. I love you guys over there. I've been at the same place for 7 years.
Yeah.
It's my career. That's what makes us want to get up and go
Well,
to
I will
work.
tell you that our CFO, Jill, came to the chamber through y'all, and she's been here for 8 years.
Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
And she has just moved up the ladder and is now the CFO of the chamber, and came from Express.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That's
well,
fun.
what we call it. We ring the cowbell.
Oh, there you go.
When I get
We'll
back to the
ring
office,
that bell.
we'll ring that
Ring
bell.
it.
Great.
We do have a wonderful team. I mean, we've got, like I said, we celebrated 30 years on Monday. We've got our backbone is, of course, Debbie, Regina, Kim. Most businesses will hear those names and go, oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
we love them.
that's who I asked for.
Yeah, and now we've actually recruited. We've not recruited. We've hired a hotshot recruiter, which we've never done before. Things have changed, so we have to make changes.
Yeah.
She's outstanding. We've got new members that are hungry, that are passionate. We've got a girl in Nacogdoches that's really turning things around. She is doing a great job in inspiring people to go to work.
Nice.
And if they make excuses, she doesn't want to hear it. She
Yeah.
says, no, come on in. We'll take care of you. Just make sure, that that you do right and we'll do right by you. And she's a great like coach, We've got a new outside services or marketer. I'm hearing wonderful things about her. And honestly, she's hearing a lot of good things from different companies that she talks to.
Nice.
Just getting back out there and opening their doors up.
So what type of jobs are you getting most requests for?
Yeah, we can
I'm
going to say
that
this.
out. We can
It's
do
a
whatever.
it's a wonderful thing to say that I have advice. It feels good to be able to say that. I think that we've got a lot of different types of positions that are available that people are needing help with. But if there is anybody who doesn't know what they want to do, maybe they went to school for a little bit, they don't know what their career path is, go get your CDL license. Go get your CDL license.
Everybody
because
needs that.
everybody needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what's going on around the world that still affects our community, our state, and that's a lot of your parts that are being delivered, a lot of things that are happening there that we need CDL drivers. Everybody does. And so if you want to make some really decent money, go get your CDL driver and do that while you're figuring things out. Go take some classes over at Angelina doing the operations equipment handlers. Huge. You want to get a good job quick, go do that, and you will have a job fast.
It's great advice. How have you seen the trends change? We interviewed Nathan Gann here this month to talk about how the real estate market's changed because a lot of the job market has changed because more people are moving to this area because they don't have to be tied to a physical location for work. A lot more people are working from home. Are you seeing that on your end? A lot of people are wanting to work from home and.
The trends of people working at home, I think, is great. Less risk in that people get to spend more time with their families, and still make a living. However, there's still a ton of jobs that require hands-on or physical location at an office that people are needed at. I think that if you got the opportunity to spend more time with your family, do it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to get paid while working and being closer to them. Absolutely, 100%.
Sure.
It is tough in our business learning how to fill something like that, but we're going to evolve. We're going to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. It almost feels like one of the reasons we see this big surplus in available jobs is because the talent pool has changed, right? So a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you would say there's 100,000 people in this community. X number of those people are going to take X number of jobs. And when this work from home boom has happened, now those 100,000 people can go get jobs from a company working in a completely different part of the world if they want to.
Absolutely.
And so it's changed this supply and demand curve that we have here in this area. So it's an interesting thing to see. But I want to go back to something you said earlier. Can you kind of walk us through your process on how this works? So if I'm an employer and I want to hire someone, I can come to you and help to fill that role. So that's kind of how it works from that end of it. How does the recruitment process work with you guys? So where are you finding the talent pool, basically? Where are you finding the potential employees at? How does that process work?
Well, with our new hotshot recruiter, she's pulling from, of course, what a lot of people use, Indeed, Facebook, people that we've all known around the community. Everybody that is a part of the team have been here for a while.
Yeah.
They're very connected with the folks that live in these counties.
Love it.
But we've also got our own pool. I mean, just our franchise has been around for 30 years. We also have corporate that's going to back us.
Yeah.
And they have got tons of technology, a ton of things that are coming out constantly that we get to use at our disposal.
Love that.
And that's kind of I'd say our biggest recruitment pool is just what Express has done as a whole over the years. But also, we like to just check on our own people, our friends, checking our friends' families, the families of those friends, and so on and so forth. If somebody does want to come in to Express, you said that, of course, a business can reach out to us, and we take care of them. It's simple now with us. We have folks that can apply online, and we'd have an interview set up with them by the next morning if need be.
Yeah, That's fantastic. That's great.
We just appreciate all the services that you do for our community so
Thank
much.
you. Well, we're having a lot of fun.
Good.
I mean, being busy, whereas 2020 for everybody wasn't so busy, it's been so much more fun to get out there and talk with everybody, see how everybody's doing. And it seems like these counties have been doing great. I love the logic that everybody has of being safe but not being over dramatic about it. It's been really interesting. It's been a lot of learning has been going on. You know?
We're all learning.
Yeah, right.
We are. That's great. Well, if someone is an employer and they need help finding talent, where can they find you? How do they connect with you? How do they go about that?
First of all, it's our phone number, of course. In Lufkin, it's 936-632-1171. Nacogdoches office would be 936-560-1810.
Great.
We also have expresspros.com. Anybody can fill in an application there. We usually set up times and meetings to where me or our marketer can go out and talk to businesses at any time that they want. We're here.
Love it.
You know, we're always here and out there amongst them. You know,
Right. Awesome. And if you're a prospective employee, so if you're looking for work, is it the same process?
expresspros.com.
Get online
Absolutely.
and can help with that.
You put in an application. Andrea, Christine, one of them will call you immediately.
Perfect.
Immediately. You'll have interviews set up within that day or the next morning.
Love that.
That's great.
Absolutely.
So I think the moral of the story is if you're looking for work, it is out
It's
there.
out there.
Absolutely.
It is out there.
there.
And it is.
And
it
our name is
possible.
Express, not next month, you know.
Yeah,
so we're gonna,
that's good. That's a good point too. Very good point. Well, awesome. Anything else that you think our listeners need to know about your organization or?
No, I mean, anything they can find out by just talking with us, because
Sure.
it's always circumstantial.
Sure.
So we really look to find out what exactly is somebody wants in a career, and we also find out what a business is looking for in an employee, which takes just a conversation.
Yeah.
So we're out here.
Awesome.
We're ready to talk.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
coming
This
on.
has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is really great. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast again this week. We truly appreciate your support. And if you'll do us a huge favor, if you'll rate and review the podcast wherever you're listening, it helps people who are interested in this sort of thing find it, helps us go up to the top of the search results, and other people can enjoy this podcast as well. And if you want to watch the video version of this podcast, it's available on the Chamber YouTube page and on the Chamber Facebook. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.